What is going on, guys? It's your boy C Lemons back again with the hacks. So my question for you is, do you guys feel that the government can give our military members more incentives for the time that they give to our country? Well, the top military members spoke with Congress recently about the current housing, healthcare, and childcare benefit that our current military members are struggling with and the need to increase those benefits. I mean, really, now there will no longer be a need for our military members to have fake weddings to receive housing allowance.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now.
I'm kidding, of course. Nobody does that. We have way more pride than that, or do we? So the talking points were quality housing, healthcare, and childcare. Those were the top concerns of military members with families, as well as the narrative about serving in the military as placing your life on hold for 4 years or a waste of talent. These were the issues the military's top leadership voiced to Congress. With each branch competing for recruits as young Americans show fading interest, being able to offer better benefits and increased pay is a must. The Sergeant Major of the Army stated, "I asked this committee and all Americans to say the military is a great place to serve, and it's also a great place to grow." Along with him, the Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy stated, "You must continue focusing on the factors that influence our recruiting and retention effort, assessing situations that impact our all volunteers force ability to enlist and build a stronger national call to service." So it seems to me their goal was to place an importance, well, correction, their goal was to place an importance on the service released in a March 22 report by the National Commission on Military. The military top leaders are calling on Congress to lead this national call. Just in case you're not aware, the 2020 report called for civic education, community service components, and more opportunities to inspire the youth to serve. The Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps said the narrative of service to the military is diminished. He further stated, "I'll expand that to the first responder community. It's the payback we give our fellow citizens and our nation." To drill down a bit more, he joked that America thinks about its military through the movies that come out. In his opinion, the only decent military film in recent years was Top Gun Maverick, which he called a flashback to the 80s. If we can't attract a deep enough talent pool and increase the propensity to serve in these uniforms, then we will see a challenge to our all-volunteer force. Although there are a lot of roadblocks, there seems to be support for service members and veterans. There are still many barriers working against the military, such as mental and physical well-being, COVID-19, suicide, and sexual assault. Over the years, health conditions such as traumatic brain injury, post-traumatic stress disorder, and others highlight conditions related to military service. Furthermore, suicides rose among the active duty forces and veterans from 2001 to 2019. Problem of sexual assault and sexual harassment in the military made national headlines with the increased reports across services, spotlighted by the 2020 disappearance and murder of Vanessa Guillen. According to the Army Secretary, parents see headlines about suicides and sexual harassment and assault in the military, and this creates a concern for psychological harm to the children. Moving along, enlisted chiefs conveyed to Congress that would-be recruits interested in serving are declining, down to its lowest point in over a decade, 9% among youth, according to a recent poll referred to by Grinton. Also, only 23% of Americans ages 17 to 24 meet the conditions to serve due to physical fitness requirements and past legal troubles often tied to prohibited substances. And this has led to a re-examination of military compensation to find out whether service members receive enough pay and benefits. And the military wants this to be completed within the next 2 years. So with that being said, this brings about another problem. With this time frame, another question remains unanswered on whether service members facing financial hardship can wait 2 years. The Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force emphasized, "We must provide a safe place, whether it be the dormitories, government housing, where airmen can come together as community." And furthermore, medical and specialized care were talking points by the Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy to enable sailors to access closer services, to limit families having to drive hours. One of the Congress representatives, Florida Representative Debbie Schultz, hopes that the president's budget will include a strong request for military construction funding that will address quality of life issues discussed between the top leadership of the military and Congress. Furthermore, lawmakers stated the plan to defend the Department of Defense budget to cap fiscal 2024 discretionary spending at fiscal 22 level. This appears that this is an ongoing issue with no definite answer or definitive date. From my own experience, there needs to be more incentives in order to drive many young people to join due to civilian jobs offering more. Kids nowadays do not value the same enlistment benefits that were given in times before. This calls for each branch to develop new and innovative ways to appeal to them and entice them to join. This is a step in the right direction, in my opinion, and could spark the development. Let me know your thoughts on the situation. If you have any questions or concerns, drop them in the comment section. Like and subscribe for more content, and stay tuned for some more military hacks.